Talking Skills, sponsored by Skills for Life. Keeping your business moving. It's a skills revolution.
The Skills for Life campaign is a government campaign raising awareness of the training and employment schemes available to employers and adult learners too. And you know, it's National Apprenticeship Week. Apprenticeships have helped thousands of people train for careers. Of course they have. And I'm joined by Kathryn Marshall, who's training manager at Lloyds Banking Group, and Rubi Gill, who's Lloyds Banking Group's apprentice. Shall we start with Kathryn? Kathryn, hello there. Thanks for joining me this afternoon.
Hello, thanks ever so much for having us along.
It's an absolute pleasure. So people in general, I think, are in favour of apprenticeships. We like the idea of it. We think it means somebody young who is eager to make progress in the world of work, learning on the job to do a career with a skill that's really well worth acquiring and will stand them in good stead forever and ever. Would you say you see it in the same kind of way as that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So an apprenticeship gives you the brilliant opportunity to learn the skills, knowledge and behaviour that you need to be successful in whatever role that you do. But apprenticeships are also available for anyone, regardless of what their age is. So you might think of an apprentice starting at the age of 16 or 18, straight from school. But we also have a lot of people joining us on an apprenticeship where they might be changing their career or wanting to develop skills later on in life as well.
And tell me how you select the likeliest apprentices when you're looking at, you know, I'm thinking of, you know, bright-eyed, you know, ruddy-cheeked, eager young people, all of whom would like to be chosen by you for the apprenticeship scheme. What makes you choose one rather than another?
Yeah, and it is really tough, and especially when you're looking at school leavers. So we use a strengths-based approach, which really looks at potential rather than any track record of what they might have done previously. And the strengths is where they really become animated and energised by what really interests them. So that's what we're looking for there. We're looking for their energy, for their potential to be successful, and absolutely an attitude, an approach to learning as well, that willingness to continue learning.
And tell me about at Lloyds, for example. We've all heard of Lloyds. We know what it is. We've all seen that black horse galloping along. We get it completely. What are the sorts of skills or the sorts of personality traits or the sorts of, you know, willingness to learn that you want? What would serve an apprentice well if they could bring it to your scheme?
Well, we talk about the growth mindset, so that openness, that curiosity, that willingness to find out what might be around the corner and explore it. That is definitely really important, regardless of what apprenticeship programme that you're looking at doing.
And once you've signed up an apprentice, what do they actually do? I mean, you know, day in, day out, are they mainly watching, learning by watching? Are they actually participating? How thrown in are they, and how much are they watching on the sidelines learning?
So it is absolutely a full-on job that they are doing. So it's not about watching, it's about getting involved, it's about applying the learning. So they might be learning one thing one day, and then the next day they're actually applying that in the work that they are doing. Right. All of our apprentices are doing a real job from day one. And that's in a wide range of different occupations, from software engineering to cyber security to audit or risk and finance as well. So the types of jobs that they do does vary, and therefore the roles that they do. But as part of an apprenticeship, you get around 20% of your time absolutely focused on your development, and the rest of the time you're doing a really meaningful job with really clear objectives.
And how long does an apprenticeship last? And is there a guarantee that there will be a job at the end of it, or do only the best survive? How does it work?
Well, in Lloyds Banking Group, all of our apprentices are permanent colleagues from day one. So absolutely, there is that guaranteed job at the end of it. And the length of the programme does vary. So we offer apprenticeships from level 2, which is the equivalent to GCSEs, all the way up to level 7, which is the equivalent to a master's degree. And the programme length will vary from 12 months to 4 years, depending on the level of the programme.
We're going to have a word with one of your apprentices and see how it's all worked out. So let's bring in Rubi Gill. Hello there.
Hello.
Good afternoon. So tell me what it's been like for you. What made you decide you fancied it for starters?
So I did the software developer apprenticeship and I did human resources at university and always wanted to get into IT, but thought it was quite mathematical. So there's always a part of me that wanted to get into it. And then when I was working in group talent, using my human resources skills, I learned about the different programs Lloyds gave, and I was like, wow, this is great. I'm effectively still maintaining my position, still getting a salary, not financially burdened by learning something new, and I'm still working for the same company, so I don't have to learn about a new organisation. So that's what enticed me to go for an apprenticeship.
And would you say, Rabinda, that there's a difference between, for example, an apprenticeship, which is what you're doing, and what used to be called, and maybe still is, a graduate training scheme, because you're a graduate? Is it a similar kind of a thing, or is it a different thing?
I believe so, because you're effectively going into a team. As Kathryn said, you're working on real life scenarios. You're not just learning new things, and it's rotational. So you have that ability to ask people questions and move into different teams. Whereas a graduate scheme, I believe traditionally people have done a degree in that area. Whereas an apprenticeship, you're learning towards a new discipline as opposed to having prior knowledge about that.
Is it as you expected it to be?
Definitely not. It exceeded my expectations. I went into an apprenticeship thinking it's going to be quite structured. They say that you're going to be involved in a team and you're going to work on real life scenarios, but in actual fact, I'm probably just going to learn loads of things. And I was pleasantly surprised to know that I was stuck into the deep end first and foremost, and actually working on things that our customers are seeing in their phones or online banking. So I was very fortunate in that regard. And it wasn't as though I'm like learning loads of new concepts. It was like, okay, you have this 20%, learn all these concepts, and now go into the team and actually do that. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, and everybody was very welcoming.
Well, I'm delighted that you're delighted. I can see why they're delighted with you. You're obviously an excellent choice. That's you can see that there's a lot of nodding going on from Kathryn, and quite rightly so. Gosh, she's a great asset to the business, isn't she? Rabinda, thank you. You're brilliant. Kathryn, terrific. It is National Apprenticeship Week. If you want to give me a ring about that, please do. Thanks so much to the guests. And here is a little trail for you.
Talking Skills, sponsored by Skills for Life. Keeping your business moving. It's a skills revolution.